Our urban strategy project is called Union Reimagined and is based in Stonehouse, Plymouth.
Due to the close proximity to the sea and the low topography of Stonehouse, this area of Plymouth is vulnerable to sea level rise and the increased rainfall as a result of climate change. The map identifies the impact of a 3-metre sea level rise, which our futuristic urban agenda is based around. This map analyses the impact of the climatic changes on the historical fabric of Stonehouse. The Union Street, which caused the north-south divide of the area, has broken down, and together with the reintroduction of Stonehouse Creek, connected the divided communities, giving them a direct link to natural landscape. This urban agenda brings together social, economical, and environmental aspects into one, giving the community areas where different types of wildlife thrive in marine environments such as salt marshes. This strategy incorporates leisure areas such as urban beaches, which can be enjoyed by the residents, who may also participate in horticulture and aquaculture that creates a deeper connection with landscape. Art promenades, transportational links, and new industries unite the urban environment at different scales. Our field of operation concentrates on 3 historically rich areas. Located on the edge of Mill Bay Cove, the site of Plymouth's first railway aims to reinstate its presence by providing a sustainable connection to Stonehouse. Central area evolves around the Union Street Promenade. Building upon its rich history in arts and theatre, it aims to rehabilitate the community. The area of Millfields engages with its medical background, focusing on the well-being of the community, connecting to urban and natural landscapes. All 3 areas act as a catalyst of our urban agenda.
The first proposal is to be a wellness spa that will use biophilium and water to heal the physical and mental well-being of the site. This will sit just north of Millfields and descend towards the water's edge of the newly formed Stonehouse Creek. The Shell of Memory is an amphitheatre closely connected to the waterfront that celebrates human connection to water. It stems off the already existing but forgotten arts culture of the Palace Theatre and aims to revitalise the cultural identity of the area. Finally, there will be a museum of movement and displacement on the other side of Mill Bay Cove that will celebrate the site traces of the past, including a former train station that used to be the hub of movement in and out of Plymouth. The museum will showcase the journeys of the past and current displacements of people.
Historical presence is evident throughout our projects in various ways. The journey of our designs is based on the historic traces. By reorientating and repurposing historical areas present in today's Stonehouse, we managed to maintain the area's rich history and culture, as well as integrate new proposals in the existing landscape seamlessly. Spaces are formed through time and are strongly based on memory and feeling. Embracing the current historical context allows for our projects to sensitize themselves within the area of operation. The Wellness Centre branches directly from the historical Millfields Naval Hospital. It enhances and recreates the historically present healing energy that has existed around the area and feeds from the landscape as a way of healing people. The project aims to re-establish the surrounding neighbourhood as a space dedicated to health and wellness, both physical and mental, and takes on a new and improved role through biophilic design. Additionally, it situates itself within the historic context of Stonehouse Creek, an area that was once flooded with water, currently flush with greenery, that will work as a creek once again in our master plan situated in 2100. The building draws upon historical references of Roman baths that explored the idea of healing through water and work with a classical architectural style which is evident in the proposal. The Shell of Memory is a project stemming directly off the history of the surrounding site, located on Union Street in Stonehouse. It is inspired by the already existing Palace Theatre, a currently abandoned and derelict building that holds much of Stonehouse's current connection to culture and the arts. The amphitheatre, along with the renovation and reopening of the Palace Theatre, aims to re-establish an area of rich culture and love for the performing arts right on the edge of the water. It acts as an opposition of materials and textures compared to the older building next to it and enhances the proposed landscape. Furthermore, it ties itself with the ancient amphitheatres around the world through similar elements and artistic practices, situated in a more contemporary landscape. It feeds off multiple historical areas in Greece and integrates modern materials and spaces within that historical context. The Museum of Movement and Displacement is based upon the historical traces of an area which once was the first railway station in Plymouth. Looking at Plymouth at a wider scale through the lens of a journey, the city has been a place of departure in the past and currently can be seen as a place of arrival with the more recent refugee crisis and various migrations. The programme aims to celebrate and showcase this idea of a journey, movement and displacement and take these historical traces and layers forward. The traces are present through the architectural fabric that uses the historical railway station as a backbone of the proposal. The strong edge activates the circulation and allows for the programme to take place. The linear tracks have been translated into features within the landscape, acting as connecting scars of hard and soft edges.
The next theme we'll be delving into is the connection to landscape. This can be in multiple forms such as connection to water or topography of the land. Biophilia summarises a distinct connection to nature which goes hand in hand with a connection to landscape. The connection to nature is highlighted using various time-evolving materials such as copper, timber, as well as locally sourced stone. Additionally, the buildings use a space layering effect that integrates them better within their surroundings. One of the most important intentions of the proposal is to connect the users to water as they move through the building from Millfields down to Stonehouse Creek, the purpose being to increase the presence of nature and therefore start the healing process to their body. The top building starts with a small water feature that harnesses rainwater to create an eroded facade within the courtyard of the bar and restaurant. Over time, this facade will adapt to constant weathering processes the rainwater provides, so the wall becomes irregular and eye-catching even when there is no rain. The middle reception and office building provides a larger pond courtyard space that visitors must navigate to enter the threshold. Sounds and smells will radiate from the water to quickly tap into the subconscious of the individuals. This biophilic relation has already been proven to increase one's well-being and reduce stress levels. The final building is the spa, which contains the largest body of water throughout the proposal. There is an indoor pool that spans a large majority of the floor plan to direct visitors towards the creek beyond. Treatment rooms sit within this space like floating pods to continue the feeling of proximity to water and nature. Beyond the proposal, there is a natural pool that allows people to take advantage of the creek's presence with a controlled environment. Throughout the proposal, there are clearly defined views and traces to the water to allow a subconscious relationship that will in turn heal the individuals. The amphitheatre holds a strong connection to the surrounding landscape through bordering and overhanging the water and allowing for the visitors to interact through their various senses with it. From promenading towards the water to constantly absorbing the sounds and views, as well as being able to physically interact with it, the programme works as a connecting element between man and nature. Stepping down from the amphitheatre with a direct view to the sea amplifies the visual connection and allows for gentle and natural approach to the water. The stage, as well as part of the backstage set storage area, overhang the water and create a sense of unity between man-made and natural. Additionally, the archway located at the southmost part of the project allows for a gentle incline and promenade towards the sea. The material used in many of these structures, copper, allows for a gradual change in colour and texture, amplifying the effects of the water over the programme. The building integrates itself seamlessly with its surrounding environment through the use of two different and very distinct levels of operation. The top level acts as a connection to the urban landscape around the site and creates links from the museum to the rest of the neighbourhood and city. Simultaneously, the bottom level creates a strong tie between the programme and the landscape through the waterfront promenade that spans throughout the area. These two levels work in conjunction to create a strong union between man-made and natural that works to enhance the already existing connection that exists within the landscape. These ideas are also reflected in the exterior landscape design, mainly based on the precedents of New York Highline and Taido Ando's work, and work to integrate the notion of layering and level change in the existing topography.
One of the key elements evident in our projects is the idea of journey through the building and how this acts as a ritualistic practice. A ritualistic practice in our case is defined by the following. It is considered a practice, a non-ordinary action, as stated by Grimes in the Craft of Ritual Studies. Additionally, it is a rare event that connects individuals with their surroundings in a special state of mind and situates them in a special place or time. All of our buildings work in ways through which they enhance such practices and encourage for them to take place. The Wellness Center focuses around the mental and physical connection of individuals with their landscape. It acts as a bridge between natural and man-made, allowing for a close relationship between the two. The expansion and contraction of spaces, as well as the play with light throughout the spaces, creates moments of pause and contemplation that act as ritualistic practices for people looking to better connect with themselves. The specific programs in the building create moments of contemplation and self-evaluation, as well as various amounts of interaction with others, and allow for the visitors to engage in different ritualistic practices that enhance both their physical and mental health. The notion of healing in itself is often seen as a ritual of sorts that allows for a better understanding of oneself and helps them situate themselves better within their environment. Evidently, this notion is present throughout this program and creates a true sense of ritualistic practice. The Shell of Memory celebrates specific ritualistic practices through movement and visual connection. The journey from the interior of the program to the exterior amphitheater space allows for an immersion of the senses and a sense of revelation once you reach your destination. Spaces go through constant expansion and contraction, allowing the visitor to experiment with their presence throughout the building. Additionally, the visual connection of the backstage area through glimpses of hidden activity helps visitors immerse themselves into the theater world and better understand the hidden activities that make up a finalized show. Finally, the act of watching a show acts as a ritualistic practice itself, as the visitor has to take part in this exchange of information and immerse themselves into the outdoor environment, evident in the background water from views, as well as the ongoing show taking place on the overhanging stage. The journey through the museum allows for an individual to immerse themselves in memories and past historical experiences, as well as create mental connections within this new environment. This is evident through the rich use of materiality, as well as play with light as a stimulant for the visitor's senses. Spaces of movement and pause act as places of contemplation and create rich ritualistic moments that enhance the individual's emotions and feelings throughout the program. Specifically, the journey down the distorted staircase with the integrated cork wall creates a very rich sensory experience that allows for a person to truly situate themselves within their context. Additionally, the presence of cord and steel, both as an element of support and journey through the building, allows for a multiplicity of feelings throughout the spaces. It creates spaces of disconnection as well as visual connections from various parts of the building and works to unify the program as a whole. Through these three different themes, historical traces, connection to landscape, and ritual journeys, we have managed to create 3 individual proposals that work together seamlessly in order to complement our urban agenda.